Stepping onto a leader-class superbike requires a massive physical and financial commitment. You strap yourself to an engine outrunning almost anything on the road. And when you reach this tier, the choice between the top machines splits into two entirely different philosophies. This spec sheet shows the exact baseline. Since their straight-line speed is a dead heat, the choice balances technological forgiveness against raw racing purity. The BMW S1000RR is engineered to think faster than you can. It relies on a dense network of sensors to manage its output, stepping in to correct throttle mistakes before they upset the chassis. That intelligent engineering is mirrored in its styling. The fitment is incredibly tight, the lines are precise and symmetrical, and the materials give off a refined, premium presence. On the other side is the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R. This is a machine stripped of pretense and built directly from a World Superbike racing pedigree. It is an unfiltered, aggressive weapon designed to slice through air. While the S1000RR carries a quiet, calculated confidence, the ZX-10R screams for attention. It trades refinement for massive front winglets and a loud, unapologetic racing posture. This comparison pits a computer-assisted safety net calculating your every move against a brutal, unforgiving mechanical connection to the road. Pushing 200 horsepower to the absolute limit belongs on a closed circuit. On public roads, you spend your time dealing with heavy traffic, uneven pavement, and long stretches. This scorecard breaks down exactly how the BMW handles those harsh street realities. The S1000RR brings a massive 6.5-inch TFT display to manage shift-cam variable valve timing, dynamic traction limits, standard cruise control, and heated grips. Combine that extensive electronics package with slightly relaxed ergonomics, and the BMW actively works to mask your mistakes. But an intrusive computer system requires a trade-off. Because the software is constantly smoothing out your inputs, it dilutes the emotional strike of riding. Kawasaki takes the opposite approach. The ZX-10R strips away the creature comforts entirely, leaving you with a basic interface and a mandate to manage the engine yourself. Trying to navigate city streets on the Kawasaki means wrestling with a severely committed racing posture. You put heavy pressure on your wrists while crawling from stoplight to stoplight. Without touring features to fall back on, an hour in the saddle causes noticeable back pain. The suspension is rigid, and the heat off the inline-4 is unforgiving in slow traffic. Kawasaki built the bike this way deliberately. Stripping out dampening electronics preserves a brutally sharp throttle response that demands respect. The BMW adapts to the rider for a manageable street experience, while the ZX-10R aggressively refuses to forget it belongs on a racetrack. Take them to the racetrack, and the environment strips away the need for heated grips. Out here, physical chassis dynamics dictate everything. The S1000RR steps onto the tarmac with a massive physical advantage. Weighing in at 197 kilograms, it sits nearly 10 kilograms lighter than the Kawasaki. That lighter frame, combined with a highly intrusive traction control system, translates into immediate agility. You can flick the bike side to side with minimal physical exertion. For a novice track rider, that makes the S1000RR the ultimate confidence builder. You can grab handfuls of throttle exiting a corner, and the computer expertly dials in the exact power the rear tire can hold. The Kawasaki leans heavily on a different philosophy, driven by its dominance in World Superbike racing. It uses a heavy aerodynamic package designed to push the front tire into the ground. That extra weight and rigid frame give the ZX-10R unmatched stability, keeping the bike completely planted when you brake past 250 kilometers an hour. This chart maps the cost of that stability. We are tracking handling agility on the horizontal axis against the necessary rider skill level on the vertical axis. The BMW places firmly in the high agility, low skill quadrant. It handles the complex physics for you. But the ZX-10R lands entirely in the high skill bracket. To extract its high-speed stability, you must have the physical technique to muscle the heavier bike through the chicanes. The BMW is engineered to protect you from a high-side disaster. The Kawasaki leaves you exposed, violently punishing sloppy throttle control, but heavily rewarding a rider who actually knows what they are doing. Getting your hands on 200 horsepower is only the first financial hurdle. The true cost hits you in the months and years after you leave the dealership. Look at this stacked bar chart of ownership costs. To even acquire the S1000RR, you are paying a massive premium, roughly 3 to 10 lakh rupees more upfront than the Kawasaki. But the upfront cost isn't the painful part. If you have a minor tip-over on the BMW, a single replacement side mirror will cost you around 20,000 rupees. The exact same part for the Kawasaki runs about 1,000. Kawasaki provides a massive financial relief valve. The routine maintenance is significantly cheaper, and Japanese spare parts are widely available without the staggering import tax of German engineering. You do get something for that heavy BMW price tag. The panel fitment is flawless. The components are meticulously crafted, and you buy into the undeniable prestige of the Motorrad badge. The Kawasaki offers a highly pragmatic alternative. It gives you a financially sustainable track weapon where mechanical drops and scraped fairings are expected, rather than a financial catastrophe. With the German machine, you pay a steep premium to secure luxury and status. With the Japanese machine, you get equal performance for a fraction of the long-term risk. Two engines with near-identical output ratings, but paper specs don't reveal how these bikes actually behave. Finalizing this decision requires an honest self-evaluation of your riding habits and experience level. This decision tree maps the final evaluation based on where you ride most and your experience. If you log highway miles, commute, or ride canyons, follow the street path. The BMW S1000RR gives you the comfort and adaptive safety required for unpredictable public roads. It is also the only choice for a rider stepping onto a leader bike for the first time. The electronic suite acts as a critical safety net while you learn how to handle this level of speed. If your weekends are spent entirely in the paddock, the Kawasaki is your tool. This profile is built for the budget-conscious track enthusiast and the purist who appreciates true racing heritage. The ZX-10R is built for highly skilled riders who want a direct, unassisted line of communication between their right wrist and the rear tire. Final verdict: choose the machine that matches your physical limits, your budget, and your soul, regardless of the badge on the tank.